Welcome to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University, my dear learners. Now let us continue our discussion on education, urbanization, green revolution and industrialization. And in the last session, that is the third session, we will be trying to understand about industrialization and social change. So industrialization word, as you all know, it is nothing but the process of formation of industries where there is lot of focus on production of goods, and of course at a later stages after economic reforms, after IT revolution, goods and services also we add to it. So it is extending the manufacturing process beyond mechanization of agriculture, transportation and communication. So what has contributed in the process of industrialization? Definitely it is the technological development and strengthening of scientific outlook, scientific thinking, how the mechanization of power can be utilized to manufacture more and more goods and also support it with the relevant services so that human life becomes more comfortable, and also this is seen as the process to create employment. So what has been the major outcomes of industrialization as a process? Definitely it has led to emergence of factory system. There is need for us to understand and read thoroughly about industrial revolution which happened in England, because that was the process, that was the event which actually accelerated the process of industrialization all over the world. And especially in India, if you see that British rule, during British rule also lot of industrialization has taken place, which was further accelerated after independence. So because of industrialization, factory system is one clear outcome. Then mechanization of production and agriculture is also taking place. More and more revised tools are being used in our agriculture. Then there is increased productivity and reduced production costs, rise in living standards and economic growth also we are seeing, and development of new class structures as a result of the process of industrialization. Then when you understand industrialization, we should not see it only as a economic process. It is definitely having multiple cultural implications also. So mass production and rapid technological change we see, high urbanization which I tried to link in our previous session, bureaucratic organizations are needed to formalize the industrial setup and make our social relations more impersonal for a better professional outlook. So there has been multiple social consequences also of industrialization, and that includes migration of labor from rural areas to industrial areas, increased division of labor and specialization, then relationships becoming more and more formal and secondary based, and feelings of alienation, insecurity, anonymity, social isolation, growth of trade unions and also special interest groups, which has led to the concept of collective representation. And when you focus, when you try to explore that how industrialization has impacted Indian society, then definitely we will see that in Indian context, colonial rule, colonial legacy cannot be underestimated, cannot be put aside if we are trying to discuss about industrialization. There have been lot of demographic pressures because industrialization and urbanization as a process are clearly linked with migration, rural to urban migration to be more precise. The traditional social organizations have undergone change, and moreover, like if you focus on what are the social and cultural dimensions of industrialization, definitely we see that traditional practices have undergone lot of change. Coexistence of traditional and modern dimensions in the same framework we are seeing it. Then Milton Singer, you might have heard his name, he has observed that many Indians try to balance traditional values in family life with secular values in the workplace. place. So to give you a very simple example, if you are buying a simple laptop at your home, definitely you will first do its puja and then start using it. Even during the Vishwakarma day, all the tools and equipments, whether it is a laptop, whether it is a camera, everything is worship. So here we are combining modernity and our traditional values. So labor and industrial workforce also, if you see, many workers are entering the factory system. Traditional social practices, our kinship systems have also undergone lot of changes. But still, despite all the change, especially if you see in India, traditionality and modernity, they go hand in hand, and that is one beautiful aspect of it. Contemporary trends and challenges, if we try to analyze in the context of industrialization in India, definitely because of the rapid migration, we will see there is a expansion of employment opportunities, but there is also the darker sides in terms of more pressure on the urban infrastructure. So we are also seeing over urbanization which is taking place, and whenever we talk about processes of industrialization, urbanization, my dear learners, I would request you to also try to explore the concepts of over urbanization, suburbanization, rural urban continuum. All these are beautiful concepts which will help us to understand these two processes more in detail. Then if you see, the trend differs in terms of classical industrialization pattern which is observed in Western countries. So recent industrial progress, if you see, the expansion is quite wide. There is increase in industrial production. We are seeing growth in investment and capital formation. There is massive expansion of automobiles, engineering, chemical and other ancillary industries. So industrialization definitely has been one of the very significant transformative forces. Then in industrial development in India, we can definitely also say that how industrialization has definitely contributed in the economic might of our country. So if we try to conclude our unit 12, so we have discussed how education, green revolution, urbanization, industrialization and modernization, they have contributed towards the social change in India. And these kind of social changes, it's not that it has happened just once. It's not that green revolution took place in 1960s and the change stopped there, because change, we all have heard, it is elderly wisdom, nothing is permanent except change. So green revolution was initiated, that brought drastic change, but every change in the technology is further contributing and culminating the process of social change. You talk about education. Now with the onset of artificial intelligence, with the onset of digital education, there is drastic change which is taking place, and who knows, in coming 10 years, in coming one decade, there will be completely new form of education. So social change is something which is permanent. It is not temporary. Only thing is what is the dimension. And in Indian context, definitely urbanization, industrialization, green revolution, all these things have contributed towards social change. Now what is important is post IT revolution also. IT revolution is the extension of industrial revolution in terms of strengthening services. So we see today telecom services, banking services, hospitality industry, education service, all these are getting different forms of evolution, getting impacted with multiple factors globally, and all are contributing to bring about social change, all with the goal to improve human life. And that is why it becomes very important to constantly keep monitoring and understanding why social change is taking place, what are the consequences of this social change. And I think this is one of the most important and most fascinating areas for students of sociology here. So I hope you have enjoyed this particular unit, and I request you to do more and more reading to bring up and to add more and more innovative ideas that how positive social change can definitely make this place a better place to live. So I thank you all, my dear learners. Big thank you from Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University. Happy learning, continue learning. Thank you.